Do you want to apply for the Italian citizenship by descent? Are you trying every day to connect to the Italian Consulate website, and every time you try, you see like a pop-up notification says there are no appointment available? Or for example, you are trying to apply, you email the consulate, they never reply to you, so it's literally impossible to apply through the Italian Consulate. So what you can do? Follow us and watch the entire video because we will explain you how to proceed and what solution we have for you. Let's start. Hello everybody, this is 𝘿𝙤𝙪𝙩𝙏 from the 𝘿𝙤𝙪 Law Firm and Partners from Italy, specialized on Italian citizenship applications. And welcome back to the channel. Finally, we are here. It's like 2 years that we do not post any videos. And today we want to restart our series of new videos with a really trending argument. Because there are really, I'm not exaggerating in saying that there are really hundreds and hundreds of people that they are trying to apply for the Italian citizenship by descent, but they can't. For example, every time people connect to the Italian Consulate website, okay, they check what is the checklist for the document, and then they book the appointment. They think to be ready for applying, and so they book they try to book the appointment. So they go on the consular website, they register themselves, they log in, and when you log in, you try actually to book your appointment. There is generally 99% of cases like a pop-up notification says there are no appointment available. That's it. So this is an issue that is concerning a lot of people, and there are people people are trying to apply for the Italian citizenship by descent since like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I mean, it's a really huge amount of time. So what you can do, how to fix that, how to solve that, so how you can apply for your Italian citizenship by descent. The good news is that there are solutions, and now we will start explaining you how to proceed. So let's start from the beginning. If you want to apply for the Italian citizenship by descent, you maybe know that after random researches on the internet, you have to apply through the local consulate, the local Italian consulate, if you are living abroad. This rule covers like 90% of the application because, I mean, as we will explain in other videos, you have not to apply always through an Italian consulate. By 90% of cases, you have to file a so-called administrative application through your local Italian consulate. When I say local Italian consulate, I refer to the Italian consulate that is located where you are resident. So that's an important information. Before even starting to file your application, you have to check what is the local Italian consulate. Depending on where you are residing, if you are residing in New York City or in New Jersey, a portion of New Jersey, or Pennsylvania, for example, you may file through the New York City consulate or through Philadelphia consulate. So if you're, for example, residing in Los Angeles, you cannot choose to apply in New York City, for example. That's mandatory by the law, so you have to refer only to the local consulate where you are resident. After checking the local consulate, the local Italian consulate, then you can prepare the document and file the application. And you will see that the Italian consulate requires you to book an appointment. You cannot go there, simply go there one morning, wake up and go there and say, hey, I have my document, I want to file the application. No, you have to book your appointment. That's mandatory. So as long as you have your appointment, then you can go to the consulate on that day, on the appointment date, and bring your documents. So formally filing your application for the Italian citizenship by descent. So from that moment, the consulate by the law has 2 years to process, 2 years maximum to process your Italian citizenship application. This is what the law says. But on the practical, I mean, the situation is really different. It's totally different. Because there is one issue that is affecting all the applicants right now in certain countries since the beginning. So you are unable to book your appointment. The fact that you are unable to book your appointment means that you cannot file your application. So, the issue is really irrelevant if you think about it. Because, you can spend a lot of money to prepare the document. It takes a lot of time to prepare the document because it really takes a lot of time. And then, as long as you are ready to file the application, there is no way to book your appointment. So, what you can do for that? Is there a way to fixing that or to find alternative ways to apply? The answer is yes. And now I will explain you how we can proceed. So first of all, as long as you are unable to book your appointment, what we suggest is to try emailing the consulate. So you have to email the consulate, says, hey, it's like month, I try to book my appointment. So can you please manually book my appointment, or can you please try fixing the way for booking appointment? Of course, the consulate will never reply to you, or they will just reply with a copy and paste emails, automatic emails, saying to you, well, you have to take your appointment online, this is the link, there is no other ways to book your appointment. So, you are facing a wall. So how you can proceed? First of all, we want to clarify that this problem is becoming really, really frequent. Originally, the problem with booking appointments with the consulate originated from South America, especially from Brazil, Argentina, and is still in place in these countries. But right now, especially after COVID, the COVID pandemic, the issues, all people are expecting the issues also in other countries, especially in the United States, for example. If you try to connect right now, this day, maybe you're lucky, maybe not, you will connect to your consular website, or the local Italian Consulate website. For example, let's try to connect on the Los Angeles Consulate, New York City Consulate, Philadelphia Consulate, Boston Consulate, where you want, depending on where you're resident. And try to book your appointment. You will see that it's literally impossible to have an appointment date. You won't see anything. Or you will see a pop-up notification says there are no appointment. That's it. Or you will see like a statement. In some cases, you can see like a clear statement on the website of the consulate says, hey, we shut down the way to book an appointment. You cannot apply. That's it. So, how we can proceed? Well, in this case, you can proceed by filing your application in Italy through an Italian court. Let me explain a little better how we can do that and why we can do that. So what are the legal bases to do that? The Italian citizenship law says that the consulate, generally Italian administration, so the consulate for you as living abroad, the consulate has to process your application in maximum 2 years. You have to think that the Italian consulate is a government office, is a public office, so they have to accept the application. There are no way, legally speaking, they can avoid you to present your application. So you have the right for filing an application every day you want. As long as you file, they have maximum 2 years of waiting time for checking the document, for processing all the applications. So in maximum 2 years. So when it comes to the issues or of the issues that you cannot book your appointment, not booking an appointment, it means that you cannot even file the application. So this is a violation of your right to apply for Italian citizenship by descent. I'm saying that the alternative route is to apply in Italy through the Italian court, the Italian tribunal, that is right now, when we are filming this video, on May 2022, is still the tribunal in Rome. You can file technically a lawsuit against the Ministry of the Internal Affairs because the consul is violating your right to present your application, so is violating your right to claim your Italian citizenship by descent. So this is the legal basis to file a lawsuit. Of course, when you file the lawsuit, you have to demonstrate, you have to show some proof, some evidences to the court that you tried your best effort to have an appointment. So you can show the screenshot of the booking system, you can record your video showing that you are trying step by step on the website to try booking your appointment, but it's unable, you are unable to do that. You can email the consulate, so you will show the court that you already emailed the consulate, say, hey, please manually book my appointment because it's literally impossible to book it. So as long as you collect your proofs, your evidences that you try your best effort to asking for an appointment at the consulate, then you can file the lawsuit. So we can file the lawsuit for you. It's mandatory to be represented by an attorney, so you can sign a power of attorney to us, and we can represent you during the trial process. We can file a petition attacking all the documents proving your Italian heritage, starting from your Italian ancestor to you. And then we will explain that you try your best, and we will attack all the evidences at the court, since that you try your best effort. Maybe now you are asking yourself, but does it work? Does it really work to apply in this way? The answer is yes, it works. And just for proving that, I have here a couple of sentences that we process. Just to show you, of course, a couple of examples. Of course, we cannot show you all the cases, but I have a couple of examples. Maybe in another video we will talk a little bit and a little better in depth about this type of process, or what is happening during the process. But just to give you an example that it works, here I have a couple of cases that we process, pretty recent. It's from this year, 2022. For example, this one, the first one, is a case from London. So it was a case coming from the Italian Consulate in London. I won't share you, of course, the personal information of the client, but just to understand what the judge is saying into the sentence. So in this type of case, quick background of the case: the client tried to apply through the Italian Consulate in London since, if I remember well, let me check on the sentence, since 2020. So 2 years ago, try to apply to the consulate. Every day they connect, they go to the old booking system, reservation system, the Prenote Online, but every day the system didn't show any appointment. It was really impossible to apply to the consulate. So they decided to file a lawsuit, so to apply through the Italian court. When I say the Italian courts, I refer to the Italian Tribunal in Rome. That is until next June 2022, it will be the relevant and competent tribunal for processing this type of cases. So what happened? We filed a petition for the client, since the client, proving the client try his best effort to have an appointment. The client emailed to the consulate, collect all the screenshot and the video shot of the reservation booking website, showing there was impossible to connect every day and there were no appointments. And so we say, so the client's the right of claiming Italian citizenship by descent is violated by the consulate. And so the judge says, yes, that's right, the client won the case, and the judge says, I will try to make a live translation, because of course the sentence is in Italian language. The judge says that in 2020 the petitioner tried to file the petition at the Italian Consulate in London for the recognition of the Italian citizenship by descent, the status of ius sanguinis, but it was pretty impossible from the document provided and the evidences collected by the applicants and the attorneys. We can say that the Italian Consulate in London has right now a long wait time for just booking an appointment. This is
in concrete, a sort of paralysis of the system of the administration. This is clearly a violation of the right of the applicant to present the case and to claim his right of Italian citizenship. And so, with the sentence, the judge says, I condemn the Italian Consulate, so the Ministry of the Internal Affairs, that is, the government representative for the consulate, to recognize right now the Italian citizenship for Mr. and all the names. We applied, of course, for the father and all the children to be recognized as Italian citizens. So I ordered to the Italian authorities to process the transcriptions of the birth certificate. This is one case that we filed. It was, yes, during COVID pandemic. At that time, there was the motivation also because of everything was shut down by the COVID pandemic. Now COVID pandemic ended, so you may ask yourself, okay, but now there is no excuse for COVID, so does it work too? Yes. Here we have another case, me and the team process. This case is from United States. The client is a resident in California, in the north of California, so the client falls under the jurisdiction of the Italian Consulate in San Francisco. And here happens the same, so we filed the petition in 2021. So we provide all the proof evidences both about the Italian heritage and about the situation, the consular situation, so the lack of appointment at the Italian Consulate in San Francisco. And here the judge ruled in favor again, saying that at the same time, saying that the fact that the consulate is was not able to provide an appointment in less than 2 years, then it's a violation of the right of the applicant to claim his or her Italian citizenship by descent. So this is just a brief introduction on what is happening through the courts right now, and because you have to know that you can apply, you can hire an Italian citizenship attorney, you can hire us, you can give us a power of attorney to represent you and your entire family, and we can file a petition for your Italian citizenship by descent through the Italian court. So that's the solution, because right now I'm registering the video during May 2022. The situation is still the same in many consulates. So if you are expecting this type of issues, contact us, because we can file a petition for you. This is the only way right now to file a petition for Italian citizenship by descent if you are living in the United States, if you are living in Canada, if you are living in some district of Australia, and if you're living in South America. So do not hesitate to contact us. We will talk more about this type of cases because we are ready for new cases, but there are right now a lot of precedents that we establish for this type of cases. So the good news is that there is a solution. If you are expecting this type of issues, you cannot book an appointment. Stop, become crazy on getting an appointment. Contact us so we can evaluate your case, we can check your eligibility, and we can advise you how to better proceed for your case. If you have some comments, something you want to ask, feel free to write to us or through our website. You can show everything here on the video, or you can write a comment here below the video. We are happy to talk with you and to reply as best as possible to any doubts, to any concerns. So feel free to contact us. We are happy to get in touch with you. Thank you so much, and stay in touch. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel, to our YouTube channel, because we have a lot of videos that we are ready to post, and there are really huge news also about the Italian citizenship by descent that we will talk a little bit on the next videos. Thank you so much.